Hello everyone, we said we were going to do it. This is By the Numbers, a new CSGO show with me, Richard Lewis, and Thorin, who is contractually obliged to pretend that he's my friend now. It is sponsored by It is sponsored by Alphadraft. He called me a buddy in a tweet.
You're my best Alphadraft buddy, you know that? My big I like I'm gonna have the frag movie now.
Yeah. And people are making an interesting point here as well about Elige having that like ridiculously high salary. Well, I say ridiculously. I mean, maybe I can't say that, but I think that's like really, really high based on what we've seen. I know he's a decent player, but
yeah, Rich, I agree. His salary is way too high. I mean, there's players in Eastern Europe who go, oh, you meant an Alphadraft, yeah. Oh, that's what I meant as well, Rich. Yeah. Just...
As if the mic cuts back in just for that.
The banter.
Like, yeah, the banter. How was Amsterdam?
Yeah, it was good. It was actually sort of a lot like the last episode. Like I felt like I would lose track of things every now and then. I would try and get them back on, it'd be like a rubber band effect. And then suddenly like I was in a different place in time and like there seemed to be a dilation of time occurring. Just because of the weather, it was cold and then sometimes it was warm, Yeah.
All about the weather, Yeah. But it's good to have you back. It's good to see you back.
Fresh air while I was there. Filled my lungs with it. And just had a nice walk around, really,
And of course, Alphadraft doesn't endorse the use of fresh air in any way, shape, or form.
It feels like I'm well suited to this job because people always said that in terms of fantasy, I actually am an esport expert. And so I feel like the stars have aligned. Although the problem is, By the Numbers is quite a cool name, but it's not as good as I think the original one that I pitched in the meeting, which was called Thorin and Riches, Holla Holla Get Them Dollars, which I just thought it came off the tongue well. It represented everything the show's about,
I think it was Freakazoid on Cloud9 persistently had lag. Obviously, he's the entry fragger for them. It was described by some people on Twitter, that they were effectively playing 4v5.
Well, 4v4, I mean, they had a dread as well. Give them credit.
Some of you might remember, this was by Antonin Tony Bernhardt, by the way. Some of you might remember the match-fixing scandal in which we were involved at the beginning of the year when we were named My Revenge. We got banned from CSGO Lounge and disqualified from the ESL1 Katowice offline qualifier by Valve as a result of CSGO Lounge's decision. After this drama, there was no proof of us throwing matches for skins, and we are not banned from attending Valve-sponsored tournaments. I will add the caveat yet. This whole disaster happens again as we are accused of being involved with a nameless bettor who unfortunately places insanely high bets on a high amount of CSGO Lounge trap matches on us. And since this single bettor apparently made so many max bets with over 100 accounts from the same IP and had a 100% win rate in our matches, we can understand CSGO Lounge's worries. Well, so can I. My team my team and I kindly asked CSGO Lounge to provide more information about this bettor. For example, the number of our matches he bet on, and preferably his name, so we can get in contact with him. We'll send the boys round.
I already love some of this, Rich. Like the way it starts, like, you may remember us from previous match-fixing scandals, such as the My Revenge one from earlier this year. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you may remember us from being embroiled in the same shit.
The way he described that there, like, listen, I can understand why CSGO Lounge would be worried because someone is making hundreds of bets. And then why even include that part with 100% accuracy?
Yeah.
Like, oh, he just happens to have 100% accuracy. Oh, I wonder how that could be then. Can anyone think of any reasons?
Yeah.
I didn't expect this, but recently an interview I did for League of Legends actually got quite high on the CSGO subreddit. Purely because for like 10 seconds in it, someone asks me which is better, League of Legends or CSGO, and I say, fuck League of Legends, man. CS is the shit.
Yeah.
Apparently that's enough to get the CSGO people on your side, Rich.
If only I'd known.
Hating on another game.
Yeah, if only I'd known. It's almost as if that's how it's worked all along. That all you really need to do is to appeal to the lowest common denominator is to criticize somebody else. But you do it masterfully. And it has worked, certainly.
Yeah, it's my time, Rich. It's my golden age, I believe. Hashtag Thorin's golden age. One of my first events when I was going abroad, this is way, like over a decade ago. I was going to America and I was going to go to like a big CPL event. So I was really psyched. And the plane, then the airline service, I was almost Lufthansa. And when all the food's coming down, when you hear the woman like sort of 5 rows ahead of you, she's would you like fish? Would you like chicken? She's giving them the options. She gets back to me, and I guess this was over a decade ago. I guess they just literally didn't even have a choice. There was just like my dinner was what was left. She just hands me a tray, like didn't even ask me what I wanted. So I take the foil off the tray. I'm not even joking. People are going to think I'm lying when I say this. The food, was goose. Now that doesn't sound that bad in itself. Okay, it's just a bird, But I'm not even joking. The piece of meat was just a cross section of the goose's neck. I'm not even joking. It was just a circle that had skin on the outside, and I was like, really? This not only isn't good, but what even is this? So there's it's almost like I've given you a free flashback, Thorin's food review there, but from over a decade ago.
I don't get how it links to Trubbly.
It's just about Lufthansa food. That's the best I could give you, Rich. His career is so inoffensive and boring that I'm just talking about Lufthansa food now.
Bondik from Flipside, the Ukrainian player, he was recently diagnosed with something called Quincy, which I didn't even know what it was, apart from being an incredible TV series that you can catch if you have no job.
He's got a lot more entertaining to me if he's Quincy now.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I don't think a lot of the youngsters will
get it. If Adrent from Liquid actually got diagnosed with MacGyver, that might actually fix all their problems, Rich. So are you implying, Rich, that me and Carmack are using you as a kind of condom to have makeup sex?
Yeah, in a way. I got to say, it is kind of weird. It is like going between divorced parents at this point. Like, do you want to be mum or dad in this analogy, Thorin? Are you mummy or daddy?
Daddy, obviously.
Okay, you're daddy. So Carmack's mummy, a mummy that does judo. And I have mummy, daddy said all these things about, your job and your lifestyle. And she's like, yeah, okay, well, you tell daddy this and you tell daddy that and make sure that everybody knows what daddy's saying isn't true. And now I've got to do that. And now I've got to tell you about it. Yeah. And it just seems unfair to use a child in this manner.
The problem is, Dad's not coming home, Dad's got this banging Swedish blonde now called DreamHack, and he's loving that shit. And she just lets him do whatever the fuck he wants. He's going to town on that ass. So, listen, Mummy's kind of dried up, withered and old. She might have a bit of money still from her family, but he's not coming back, okay? It's over. So tell Mummy to move the fuck on with her life. Maybe go to the Quite Club or something.
But what does this mean? What does this mean for
I don't know what the metaphor with it. I don't know.
Yeah. But what does it mean for the kid? What is the kid? How does he fit in all of this?
Another broken home. Esports is just another broken home, Rich.
I don't know. I'm not going to be able to sleep now. For a lot of reasons, actually. The image of you and Carmack, for one of them, will certainly haunt me.
Maybe in terms of in-game leadership, it can do something. We saw how MSL's addition to Dignitas kind of turned that team around. He wasn't known as a star player or anything, but just as an in-game leader, he's managed to put the pieces in the right place. So with the history with Freeze, maybe that I have to figure it's an upgrade, put it that way, because I didn't think very highly of Hunden. I thought he wasn't a very good player.
He didn't seem like that thing I was going to bring up, actually. Remember when we were talking about it, and I was saying, there'll probably be some changes coming, and you went, you do know that Hunden is shit, right? He's a really bad player.
He's just a bad player, yeah. He's one of the worst of any pro player, so there's nothing more can be said about that. But since I haven't seen Berry, it's not like I would say that.
One of the worst, though. Come on, there's got to be worse than Hunden. Yeah, the thing is, we probably don't know them though.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're bad.
Okay, he's the most famous shit player in the world, Rich. There you go. You got your statement out of me.
Thank you. No, I just wanted you to say something positive, mate. That's all it was. Yeah.
Well, that is sort of positive in a way. Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm sure if he watches the VOD, He'll have a little chuckle
Okay,
with himself.
here's the joke for you, Rich. Someone did a picture the other day, which was a picture of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, and then Beyonce and Jay-Z, and they were at an awards show, and it said Beyonce 17 Grammy Awards, Jay-Z 18 Grammy Awards, Kanye West 21 Grammy Awards, Kim Kardashian sex tape. And that's like you could do an image like that for any of Hunden's teams. Like you could do all like how good players they are, things they've done, and then just say like fifth man on like him or something, Kenny S, it's obvious to look at him and go, he's not as good as he was before. And also, he's not the best player in the server anymore, which was always kind of the ace tighten that up their sleeve. The problem here is we can't cut Kenny S, can we? Because first of all, there's no one we can replace him with. Secondly, Kenny S is so good when he's on that you just have to gamble that eventually he's going to become good again. Like, I'm sorry, he's so good. It's like if you have erectile dysfunction, right? At no point in your treatment is the option going to be, why not just cut it off? It's like, well, then we have no chance, isn't it, mate? So if we get rid of Kenny S, if we cut our dick off, we're never going to be having sex again, mate. There's no prosthetic dick that you can put on. You could either Kenny S succeeds and we get good again, or we're just never going to be the best again. We're not going to get a Kenny S level player. They're all in the ones in that level.
Can I just highlight? Highlight that is probably the most ridiculous analogy you've ever used in your entire career.
I don't give a fuck, mate. I'm going with it.
Obviously, we've talked about Whitten going, how it was predictable, probably is necessary for the team to hit its absolute, to be the best team it can be. And one fan on the HLTV.org forums made a great forum post. I'll read you some extracts. I've lost all respect for Kinguin. If Makalele can kick one of his best friends after he has gotten sick, then he can do everything. This guy seems to be a psychopath. I used to like him.
Sounds reasonable so far. Keep going.
Yeah, it's good. You enjoying this? I used to like him. Hang around on his stream. Even subbed on his channel. I'm really disappointed now. Lost all respect. Also, as well, just another nice little line in there. Whitten chose to leave exactly after he got his sickness. This is just bullshit. We all
it's better in shit English, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It always is, isn't it? This is just bullshit. We all understand he got kicked. These guys seem to only care about having frag-heavy players, and this is why the project won't work out in the end. They have nobody to throw their nades. There you go. So.
But actually, I think with examples like Kinguin, I think some of these people have gotten a little too horny to get involved with it, and essentially they've gotten the fat chick at the end of the night who's a bit drunk, and then they've married her. They've got to take her to a Vegas chapel and married her, Rich. Like, even if you're going to do that, it's just a dalliance, If anything, what you want to do, a good girl from school who you always thought about, till her relationship fails, then just be there and be the ideal suitor. And so what I'm saying is, just wait till some of these contracts end and then put in a really good bid for one of the other teams. Make it like in real sports, when there's a big name free agency coming up, what you do is you move cap space and you prepare like a really good offer. Like, listen, if you join my team, I'm going to get you this teammate you like. And, I've watched your whole career. I think you'd have this kind of coach. You do all that stuff. And then you probably could get a really big team. Like, I'm trying to think how many now, but obviously ones are like Unitas, Flipside. These are people who will be available eventually and are on the rise.
I got to say, I feel that you've perhaps revealed something about your methodology when it comes to finding prospective partners here. The old Facebook.
I don't marry fat women.
No. That isn't what I'm saying. But clearly, you're not basically above a bit of the old Facebook hovering. Oh, what's that? Relationship status changed.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
We haven't spoken ages. Duncan here.
Exactly.
With my broad shoulders and my big coats.
Listen, Rich, one day we will be dead, in the ground, dirt. All that will occupy the earth still is whatever genetic codes, whatever gametes we put out there and which spawned into other human beings. And I intend to do my job one day, sir.
Really? This is what it's all about?
No, actually, I'm probably never going to have children because fuck children. They're annoying as fuck. Whoever wants to hear or see one of those, keep them away.
It makes me just on a side.
They're sort of like the nip fans of the world, except after 10 years they grow up and move the fuck out.